Hello, Cancers, and welcome to this, your final reading of 2023. Can you believe we are at the end of the year already? For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to trust me to do your readings for you. One quick announcement before we dive into your reading, and that is by the time this video goes live, I will have activated my annual 13 card special. I only offer this once per year. It is a 13 card reading so that you can have a personal overview of what 2024 has in store for you. It involves me pulling a card for each of the 12 months for 2024, as well as an anchor card, which will show us what the dominant energy is influencing you for the upcoming year. If you are interested in having a private consultation and the 13 card reading, please check out the link in the description below. As I mentioned, this is only on sale once a year. It will be on sale from December 15th until January 15th. So without any further ado, let's get started with your reading, Cancer. Okay. Where are we going for where you are at now? Now, the last couple of readings that I've done for you, Cancer, indicated that you are going through a major transformation and awakening, which is absolutely beautiful and crazy. And I love it for the end of the year. But in your last reading, which I did for you for December 1st through December 15th, the cards indicated that you were being called upon to go deeply into your intuition in order to find the guidance that you need now that you are awakening and transforming and changing up some pretty significant aspects of your life. So let's have a quick peek at where you are at now and see what is going on for you here in the middle of December. Sheesh, tripping over my words. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my channel, I do not edit. What you see is what you get. And so when I stumble over my words or have cards all fall out all over the place, it is what it is. It's all part of the enjoyment, including the fact that we just had a whole whack of cards fall out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up these cards. It's generally an indication that there's one or two more cards intended to come out for you. There we go. And there we go. All right. Beautiful cards to start off your reading here, Cancer. The two cards that you have are the flowering card and the celebration card. The flowering card corresponds to the Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Rainbows, and the celebration card corresponds to the Three of Cups or Three of Water. Both cards are showing us that there is a lot of feminine energy around you at this time, Cancer. Now, when we refer to feminine energy, we are not referring to male or female, as in, the way that we look at man or woman. What we are referring to is the energy that is embodied by the feminine, and those energies tend to be more calm, more patient. Those energies tend to be gentler energies rather than, and more based from the emotional side of things, rather than the masculine side of things, which tend to be more direct and more logical. Okay, so at this time, with these two cards coming in for you, Cancer, there is a lot of gentleness in what you are experiencing at this time. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, also known as the flowering card, is probably the wealthiest queen in the deck, and she's wealthy because she's put in the hard work to achieve what she has in her realm. And she is also the queen who, as in this picture, is referred to as awakening to even more gifts because she is putting in work on a regular basis. That brings me to the celebration card here that you have. And the celebration card has three women dancing, and all of the tarot decks that I've ever worked with always depict three women dancing on the Three of Cups. Now, these three women dancing not only are in celebration, but they also represent the different phases and stages that we go through, the cycles that we go through, reminding us that life is a series of cycles that we go through. So the three women on this particular card represent the maiden, the goddess, and the crone, the three stages of a woman's life. And so this is a call to remember that whatever it is that you are going through at this time, Cancer, it's a stage, it's a phase. Even if it feels like you've just put on one of grandma's itchy wool sweaters that she knit for you for the holidays, which happy holidays if you are so inclined to celebrate at this time of the year. If you are, if you were, remember as a child and we had very itchy wool and, you had to humor the family and put on this itchy wool sweater, but it was pretty uncomfortable. And in fact, for a lot of people, the family gatherings during the holidays can feel like having to put on an itchy sweater. And what these cards are saying is that even if you are experiencing that moving into the latter half of December, it is a stage. It's just a phase. It's just a cycle. And when you approach it with a gentle, patient approach, as indicated by all of this feminine energy here, it's likely to go in a better direction for you. All right, let's have a look at what you are focusing on. Now, I do have a new deck of cards. Super excited about them. They're so small. I ordered just a mini deck so that I would always have a deck with me and I can carry it around in my purse. But let's have a look at what you are focusing on, Cancer, for the latter half of December. Cancer's focus. Nope, we didn't have any cards come out. Let's see if they want to come out now. Oh, wow, there we go. That explains why, because it was at the wrong end of the deck to flip out. All right, we have two cards out for you. Both cards came out upright, so I was able to see them, and we have the third card out. So we have three cards out for you for what you are focusing on at this time, Cancer. Two of the cards are from the major arcana, and I will get into those in just a moment, but I'm going to start with this Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords card is the card of, I want to say blame. It's a card of accountability. So depicted on this card, we have a figure on the card, and it's the same in the traditional tarot as well. There's a figure on the card who has their hands bound, as well as being blindfolded, as well as being surrounded by the Eight Swords. So it does feel like they are trapped, like they can't see anything, they can't say anything, they can't move. But the message behind this card is accountability. How did this person get to this place? They got to this place because of the choices and decisions that they made in their lives. And when they realize that they are where they are at in their lives and take full responsibility and accountability for that, the blindfold comes off, the hands are freed, and they are able to step up and step out of the trap of the swords that they feel like they are in. So Cancer, one of the things that you are focusing on moving into the latter half of December is going to be accountability, taking responsibility for where you are at in your life right now. That moves us into the Justice card. Now, the Justice card, again, we have a character on it who has one eye covered with a blindfold and the other eye open. Why? Because justice is a balancing act, and it's about what we see and what we can't see. So Cancer, what this is telling me is that as you practice accountability, there's going to be some acceptance on your part that you can't see and know absolutely everything. So at some point, you have to trust that the scales of justice will be balanced. These are lessons and what you are focusing on for the latter half of December. And finally, you have the Lover's card coming out for your focus, indicating that for those of you who are already in a romantic relationship, you are looking to focus on your relationship, making it better and making positive changes in it. And for those of you who are single and seeking, this card is indicating that love might be just around the corner for you as you are focusing on your manifestation of this. Let's move into what is challenging you. Challenges and difficult influences for Cancer for the latter half of December, please. Let's have a look. Nope. All right, we're going to go through the deck one more time. One card out so far, which is actually a good thing. I can't remember which reading it was for you, but there was a reading recently for you, Cancer, that I was pulling cards for your difficult influences and about half the deck fell out. That can't be right. Okay. You have the Empress. You have absolutely more positive feminine energy here. Now, the Empress is the card of birthing some new ideas and birthing those ideas out into the world, surrounded by love and support and moving into very productive a very productive time. So the Empress is almost always depicted on the tarot cards as a pregnant female who is birthing new ideas out into the world. She is a nurturing Empress. So again, more feminine energy here, like just a lot of feminine energy coming out here. But this came up in your difficult influences, Cancer. So what this is telling me is that at this time, for the remainder of December, you may be struggling or bumping into roadblocks or maybe just speed bumps with regards to getting a new idea off the ground. Is this a bad thing? Not necessarily. If you look at the timing of the year, typically the latter half of December is not a particularly good idea to be putting new ideas out into the world. There are several reasons for this. One, many people are caught up in the holidays, they're caught up in family and travel and so on and so forth. So that's the logistical side of it. But from a more spiritual side of things, December is often not a good time to be birthing a new idea because we are switching into the winter solstice. We experience the winter solstice on the 21st or approximately the 21st of December. And we go into winter. What do most people do in winter? Well, most people in the Northern Hemisphere, as we are entering into this, it's a little different for those in the Southern Hemisphere as they are going into summer. But for those in the Northern Hemisphere who are celebrating and experiencing the winter solstice, they are going into a time of hibernation. They're going into a time of withdraw. They're going into a time of quiet contemplation for the purposes of what seeds do I want to plant in the spring. Okay. And so that, Cancer, is why this Empress is likely appearing in your difficult influences right now, because the timing just isn't right. It's not saying that your brand new, amazing, fantastical idea is not all that. What it is saying is that the timing is not right for you to birth that idea out at this time. Let's take a quick look at messages the universe wants you to hear at this time. Yep, there's one. There's another one. Yeah. And nope, those ones don't want to come out. I thought one of these might come out, but they are firm in there, firmly returning to the deck. So we have 3 cards. Everyone has value. That's really, really an important message. And Cancer, you're not the first zodiac sign to receive this card and this message during this cycle of readings. Patience is a virtue. What did I just say? I believe that this Empress coming up in your difficult influences was coming up in this particular area of your reading, because right now is not the right time to be putting a new idea or birthing a new idea out into the world. And so now that is being confirmed by messages that the universe wants you to hear. Patience is a virtue. Yeah. And when you are putting a new idea out into the world, it is about timing. And you are at least the fourth zodiac sign this month to receive this card. Follow the golden rule. And just as a reminder, the golden rule is twofold. First half, do unto others as you would have done to you. And secondly, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. All right, so looks like you have a new idea that you want to birth out into the world. You are dealing with some accountability and some justice issues, while at the same time working towards manifesting something new and bright in your relationship. Let's move into what is unexpected for you. Where are we going for unexpected? Unexpected for Cancer for the latter half of December. Okay, so we have 2 cards out for you. All right. We have the Summer card and we have the Stag card. Now, the Summer card may be alluding to a better time frame for you to be able to fully birth this new idea that came in with the Empress, and for you to bring that into full manifestation. The Summer card is bask in joy and light, so I do want to point that out. And the other thing about the Summer card is that it is a bee. Bees live in hives. Bees live in very large communities. And so this card coming up in your unexpected Cancer is an indication that moving through the latter half of December, family, community, friends, having that around you is going to be very, very important. And in fact, given that this ties back into this Empress and birthing the new idea and the timing of birthing the new idea, it might even be alluding to this Lovers card here. And, you know, the Lovers card may be indicating a new partnership, not romantic, that is part of this business as well. The Lovers card is not always a romantic partnership, but oftentimes it is. But either way, this card is indicating that community is going to be very important for the latter half of December for you. And Cancer, you have the Stag here, trust and thrive. Now, I want to point out the antlers on the top of this card. The antlers are a link to higher realms. They work like antenna. They are, whenever we have a stag appear, or a deer, or even characters in this deck that have antlers on their head, it is a call towards higher learning. It's a call towards connecting with the divine and learning on a new or different level. Okay. Now, let's pull your final cards of the year. We're going to go over here to the fairy deck. Let's have a look at what comes out for Cancer as their final general overall outcome. That one is face down. I can't see it, but it is on the floor. I'll have to grab it here in just a moment. And we have two more cards coming out. Oh, one of them is staying in the deck. It didn't fall all the way off. That's interesting. Let's see whether it does. You can see it hanging out the side here. And I do like to work solely with jumped cards. I just find that it's more accurate. Let's see what happens to that one when I put it back in. Nope, it definitely wants to go back into the deck. So we will go with the two cards that jumped out, Cancer. Final general overall outcome, 8 of Winter. This card corresponds to the 8 of Swords. Have we seen this in your reading already? Yes, we have. It was one of the things that you were focusing on going into this reading in the middle of December, and it is one of your outcomes as well. This is the card of let go of that which no longer serves you, sail away from it on your little iceberg, and it is the card of taking responsibility for where you are at in your life at this time. This is the accountability card, and you got it twice. So no matter what you are dealing with, no matter what blocks you may feel you are experiencing, no matter where you are in this cycle or phase, know that you are at least in part accountable for what you are currently experiencing. And when we truly embrace that accountability, then beautiful things can come out of it, including the Queen of Autumn. The Queen of Autumn corresponds to the Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Rainbows, which was one of the first cards that I read for you. So again, you have two queens coming up, and you have the 8 of Swords coming up twice. Interesting, right? This is reinforcement, Cancer, that if you didn't hear it in the first part of your reading, you're going to hear it in the last part of your reading, thus reinforcing it. Now, this is the card of a flowering queen. She is an abundant queen. She has lots of money around her. Why? Because she's worked hard to get to where she is at. She is also a very practical queen. So make your life more beautiful with all of this feminine energy from having two queens and having the 3 of Cups come in and having the Empress here. All of this feminine energy is a call towards making your life more beautiful. It is a call towards working towards that which you want to achieve. And let's face it, take full responsibility for where you're at in your life, and that opens doors, Cancer. It really, really does. Just trust me on this. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you will allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you at the beginning of January. Also, just a reminder, as I begin, so shall I end. If you are interested in the 13-card reading for 2024, the link is in the description below. Thank you so much, everyone.